She's true to what she's talking
I don't need
about.
to agree with everybody's vision in the world. I just love when you're true to yourself. So that's why I love Ebony. And that's why I love Monique. Monique was like, oh, I got it. And she said it was at the reunion that she was like, the light bulb went on, and she quit. She really quit. And the rumor is that
did they try to bring her back?
They gave her a contract. They sent it out and or whatever. And she didn't. She's like, no, thanks. So
No,
I
thanks.
think the rumor is that she might have saved Robin's job, because Robin might have been gone otherwise. Because Robin, they say, is just like Giselle's shadow. That's just what they say. I'm not saying it, people. I mean, Nicki Minaj even brought it up at the reunion. So Nicki said it, not me. But Nicki
Minaj said she liked Robin though. Because I didn't see a storyline with Robin other than that she didn't want to get out of bed and maybe she was battling some depression from COVID. And I'm not saying that, okay, but I didn't know what like her personality was. I didn't get anything from her to like her or dislike her.
I think she's gonna be gone. I do. Either they're gonna bring the same cast back. I just have a feeling they will bring everybody back except Robin. No offense to Robin. I just think that's the change that's going to be made this season.
Maybe she won't care.
I think it's time.
Okay, can we talk about Mia? I really want to talk about Mia's husband. Ew. That guy is so gross to me.
Did you see the tongue roll in person, or you just?
Yes. No, not in person. No, on the show.
I mean, on the show. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, or did you skip that episode?
Ew.
It's freaky. It's freaky to me.
That's my worst. That's my worst kind of guy, because you can just tell he doesn't. I feel like he doesn't respect women.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like the kind of guy that just, that is my worst. Ugh.
It's like old school, right? It's like really, it's nasty. Nothing to do with his age. It's just that old school, like
take what I want. And you're just
I love the fact that,
Ugh.
I love the fact that my wife used to work at a strip club and he loves all that. Yeah. It's like old school.
And why does she, I mean, well, I shouldn't say why, because obviously you kind of got a feeling of, why she is the way she is. And, she had it tough, but yeah, I would not be cool with my husband, like rolling and like sticking his tongue out to but she said that they bring other women home. Then I was like, oh, okay, well, ew.
She's an interesting one.
Is this her first season?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is her first season. It's Wendy's second season. And the big thing with Wendy is Wendy was on this show last season. She was on my show last season. I mean, she didn't seem to want to come back this season. I have no idea why. She was going to come back and then she changed her mind. So there's some tea for you. Which I've never said anything bad about her, but also, like, not for nothing, if you can't handle someone saying something bad about you, then you're in the wrong business.
You're wrong. Yeah, you should not be on that show. I didn't feel, I liked her. I mean, I was like, okay, she would say one thing and then she would do another, you know what I mean? She would act like she was above it all and, with her degrees and she's a doctor and all of that, but then she'd get down and dirty. But I think that I think that she is probably a heck of a lot more sensitive than she wants to let on to.
Well, the big thing I said about her, which I stand by, is I'm going to have to re-release her episode and let people hear it. Like, last season, she came on as a political commentator and professor. Like, that's her true job. She's very smart, lots of degrees. She talked about being so when she was here, of course, I said, don't change, I won't change. So, like, the thing is, she came back with the ass and with the chest, which is fine. Like, I go for that.
Whatever. Yeah.
But it's just, that's people's it's more like, okay, but now you have a candle business, and like what happened to the professor? I truly do think Wendy's very smart, and she went home. I mean, she even said on my show, like, I didn't realize what was going on. You know how it is your first season. You don't realize what is going on. Most people, there's no one pulls you aside and says, they literally say, we are filming. If you're going to fail, you are going to fail on your own. No one will help. No one.
Right. No,
So
for sure. I think,
she
I
studied.
mean, personally, for me, I would have rather seen her maintain a little bit more of just not getting down to that level. You know what I mean? I just didn't. But there's some people that can be very book smart, but not have common sense smarts. And maybe
she fights well with her words, though. She has good, quick comebacks.
Yeah, but a couple times I felt like she just didn't need to get in the scramble and like get into the fray with them. She could have just, stayed out of it.
That's where it's like, I think she came back with a plan. That's my only thing with her, is like,
I guess you have to,
I think she studied and is like,
to be popular, you got to come with the sex and the sex appeal and the booty and this and then that. And maybe.
And get down dirty when it doesn't involve you. And just, so that's when I'm like, I feel that I'm good at just knowing. I think that she studied her whole life and this and that, but you love the fame, and that's okay, honey. It's okay. But you studied, and now this professor, which at the end of the day, like we say, like they're going to laugh about Housewives in 10 years when it's like, you actually have a career. Like that's the golden standard. Like you have a life after this. Don't give that up. Don't give that up, man. What are you going to do for the next 40 years? So it's like, it's almost like I feel like she's just that student her whole life and did the right thing. And this is like, fame. And that's just how I read it. Do you have a preference of a 1-wick candle or a 3-wick candle, Kathryn?
It depends where it is. I have many 3 wicks in my house. I don't have a 5 or a 7 wick.
I mean, I'm like, I don't even know if I've seen a 7-wick ever. Maybe.
I take it back. I have in my fireplace in my family room, I have these kind of 2 things I have 2 5 wicks on each of them because the fireplace is huge and it's stone. So I do have 2 5 wicks.
There is nothing wrong with candles.
No, except you could burn the place down.
Yes. Although like when they're self-contained, it's usually okay, right?
Yeah.
I love a candle. Like I like
to
have a candle 24/7, basically. That's me. I mean, not when I'm not here or when I'm sleeping, but I like a candle burning the whole time.
Yeah.
So
I have a little altar in my bedroom. It's like my little prayer altar where I've got and really, I think I represent every single religious belief there possibly could be. And I have pictures of people that I've lost, prayers for people that are sick, and my bells, my Himalayan bells. And I think there's 7 or 8 candles on this little prayer altar. And when I get them all going a couple times, I'm like, I cannot forget to blow these out before we go to dinner. I will torch the house. Yeah.
It gets scary. So listen, once or twice I've gone out. I mean, I only light one, but I've gone out and then come back and been like, oh shit, I left the candle on. I mean, it's lower, it's like self-contained, but it's not a smart thing to do.